Tonight we have 15 locomotives hoping to win tonight's show. Some famous and fan favourites, while some are so bad they couldn't even be bothered to be listed when talking about narrow gauge characters. Only one of them can win up to £75,000 for a charity of their choosing, while the rest leave with nothing, as one by one they are voted off as the weakest whistle. Welcome to a special episode of The Weakest Whistle. I do the hosting. Welcome to a special episode of The Weakest Whistle. The 15 contestants of tonight's show usually was about the railway putting things on wheels, of which carry cargo ranging from a cardboard box to a cardboard box. So all of them should be pretty bad at this game, and hopefully the blue blueberry. Hey! Quiet. I haven't started the questions yet. And hopefully the blueberry doesn't try bobbing the railway again, which led to his eventual doom. They can win up to £75,000 for charity, but if they want that prize, they will need to work with their team. But 15 of them will leave with nothing. As each round passes, we lose a player voted. Let's meet tonight's team.
Greetings, I am the number one of the Mitsuto, and I am incredibly grateful to be on this show.
American locomotive, rather dashing, and for some reason no one believes my gauge wasn't converted correctly. Pass. The round has not started yet, Smudge. Why am I here again? To win £75,000. £75,000? Where is it? Hi, I guess. Blueberry ding. I am green. Hello, I am Jim, and I pull the horse and cart train. Really? I didn't know horses rode carts. I'm a saddle tank locomotive. This is even weirder. I didn't know trains could wear saddles. Tim! How are you, brother, sister, relative? I still don't know what gender you are. I don't either. Hello, I didn't know you were a next-gen locomotive. Next. Ah! Why are we American? I like stone. I'm a pro at stuff.
Wait, are we forgetting Bertram?
You ain't going anywhere.
Why do I have to hate the weakest whistle? The one time I hate something, it could have saved me.
Now, the rules on each round. The aim is to answer enough questions correctly, and not be a complete buffoon the entire time. We can ask you, Smudger. Pass. Anyway, answering those questions correctly will allow you to reach your £5,000 target within the time given. The fastest way to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong, and it shall reset, with your money not being saved. However, stays bank at the start of your turn, and the money is saved, but you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be taken forward. Now that you know the rules, accept Smudger. Pass. The time starts with 3 minutes, which after every round we remove 10 seconds. We shall start the round with the locomotive whose name is first alphabetically. Albert, who is the first engine on the Mitsuto? Duke, he's incredibly old.
Well, thank you.
Shut up. And you are correct, Albert. Alfred, who was the original number 3? The blue buffoon, Albert. Is this an Albert picking competition or the weakest whistle? Correct, Alfred. Atlas, which 2 Mitsuto locomotives went unknown until a few years back? John and Jennings. That is correct. Duke, when did the Mid-Sodor open?
October 1880.
Correct. Falcon, which locomotive was John mistaken for when he was unnamed? Jerry? Incorrect. He was mistaken for Albert. Jerry, how many models did Wilbur Audrey make of Albert? 3, and remodeled the second into a spare Falcon. Correct and correct. Jason, which locomotives were you mistaken for because you had 2 models by Wilbur Audrey? Atlas and Alfred. Correct. Jennings, what gauge is the Mid-Sodor Railway? Narrow gauge. The question was taken out of context of what I meant. I meant the distance of the rails. Jim, what train did Albert pull? The Parliamentary. Correct. John, how many liveries did Jennings have and what were they?
Oh, I know this.
5. Green, black, purple, orange and brown. Completely wrong. And you even work together. I'm surprised. Proteus, where did Falcon crash in the story Bulldog? The mountain roof? Incorrect. Smudger. Pass. 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 Question abandoned. Stanley, which character reused another character's faces in the episode Toby's Discovery? Bertram, using Duke's old model and Smudger's faces. Correct. Stuart, what is the name of the story when Duke gets payback after you bullied him to death? Stuart bullies Duke for the next 4.5 minutes? Incorrect.
Hi.
Hi. What was the name of the sister of Stuart in Mid-Sodor Survivors? Cassandra. Good. You may relax now. That was correct. Albert, which train does Jim pull? The horse and cart? Correct. Alfred, Jason works at the Gassney Hallby Mines. Correct. Atlas, how many American locomotives has the Mid-Sodor owned? 4. Correct. Duke, the Mid-Sodor has owned 2 types of coaches. What are they?
Bogey wheel coaches and saloon coaches.
That is correct. Falcon, you share the name with what animal? Pass. Cherry, you are in a photograph with who else? Stanley, Atlas, Alfred and Jason. Mostly correct. You forgot Albert. Jason, what kinds of... Time is up. Most of you did well, except Falcon, Smudger, John, Stuart, Jennings and Proteus. None of the money was banked, so you have no money going into the next round. You could have banked £2,250. However, you will have the chance to bank this round, however, with a lost teammate, and 10 seconds less. Which Duke is really the Duke of Sodor? Which bird is Falcon really? Wait, I was supposed to say Falcon bird? How many more insults can we do on Albert before he starts bombing again? The time to vote is now. In the not so impressive first round, Albert is the strongest whistle, and statistically, Falcon is the weakest. But will the other players figure this out? Let's see. The time to vote is over. Now you must sustain it and reveal who you think is the weakest whistle. Smudger. Smudger. Smudger.
Smudger.
Smudger. Smudger. Smudger. Smudger. Smudger. Smudger. Smudger. Pass. 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 Smudger. 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 Your brother's getting voted out, Jennings. What do you think? I couldn't care less if he was on this railway. He needs to go. Do you not care for your brother? No, I mean, Smudger is completely insane. Today? Every day? Derailing? We have enough of that with Stanley. And he's just a waste of space in this game. He keeps on passing. Stanley, do you not have anything on the matter? Nope. A Duke?
Good riddance.
Well, the vote is what counts, not the statistics. Smudger, you are the weakest whistle. Goodbye. Pass. 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 You do not vote the correct weakest whistle. 10 seconds shall be removed from the timer. We shall start from the strongest to the weakest whistle. Albert, what is the name of the black engine who crashed on his first day in the second Sodor book? James. Correct. Alfred, which characters took the mid-Sodor engine spots in the TV series Thomas the Tank Engine? Scullery and Menaeus. You forgot Duncan. Alice, Falcon is a rascal. Incorrect. Duke, what gender am I?
How does anyone even know that?
Incorrect. Jerry, Bank, which British icon has entered its 60th anniversary this year? Doctor Who. Correct. Jason. Bank, which kind of trucks do you use on the mine work?
Super truck.
Correct. Jim, what small detail was changed in Smudge's face when he took Stanley's role in the TV series Thomas the Tank Engine? He became a generator instead of a pumping engine. Correct. Stanley, what causes you to derail? My gauge not being properly redone. Correct. Tim, Bank, you were returned to Sodor by being smuggled by who? Mr. Stafford. You are correct. Jennings, you share your number with who? Jim. Incorrect. John, Bank, which locomotive on Sodor was the first to be created without an actual basis? Percy. Correct. Proteus, you are a magic engine alongside... Lady. Correct. Stuart, how many green engines are there on Sodor? 3. Incorrect. Falcon, which character used Peter Sam's wheels in the TV series Thomas and Friends? Peter Sam. Incorrect. I meant Proteus. Albert, Gordon is a prototype for the Grumpy engines. Incorrect. Alfred, the express coaches in the TV series Thomas the Tank Engine are capable of something they shouldn't. What is it? Speaking. Correct. Atlas, the trucks in season 1 of the TV series Thomas the Tank Engine are missing what facial feature? A nose. Correct. Duke, you saved which engine in the story Bulldog?
Falcon.
Correct. Jerry, what is Jason's number? 9. Correct. Jason, what is the number of Jerry? 5. Correct. Jim, how many boxes on wheels do you take on the horse and cart? 4. Correct. Stanley, Smudger was a repaint of Rheneas. However, what is still visible from Rheneas' model in the repaint? Red paint, nameplates, or face? Red paint. Correct. Tim, you run your own on the Scarlowy Railway. Tramway. Correct. Jennings. Bank. You went through what 2 liveries in your time on the mid-Sodor? Blue and red. Correct. And time is up. You have banked £6,450. Now, due to our extra contestants, we shall have 4 contestants voted out by you. Voting starts now. Now this round was a thrill. Jerry is the strongest whistle. However, Stuart is the weakest. But will the contestants be able to guess this? Let's find out. Voting time is over. Falcon, Duke, Tim and Stuart. Albert, Stuart, Tim and Falcon. Albert, Stuart, Tim and Falcon.
Falcon, Stuart, Duke and Albert.
Stuart, Duke, John, Jennings. Falcon, Atlas, Alfred and Stuart. Albert, Falcon, Stanley and Stuart. Albert, Stuart, Tim and Falcon. Albert, Stuart, Falcon and Duke. Falcon, Albert, Duke and Tim. So, Falcon, Stuart and Albert have been chosen to leave. However, Duke and Tim have died. Albert, why did you choose Falcon? Because he's been doing terrible. Obviously. Stuart, why do you vote Falcon? The same reason as Albert. I'm not surprised. Falcon, why did you vote Duke? Because he's been around the longest. He will know all the answers. And yes, Albert has sentenced better than him. Anyway, we have a tie with Duke and Tim. So, the strongest whistle. Jerry is capable of breaking the tie. Who do you vote for? I vote Duke. He will probably get the most questions correct. So, Falcon, Stuart, Albert, and Duke, you are the biggest whistles. Goodbye.
Those players!
I don't blame them for voting me, really. I was really doing terrible.
I had the chance to win £75,000! Fair play to them. I probably would have won.
I hope everyone who voted me loses, and everyone who didn't wins. I think Atlas and Alfie may have this.
I really hope Jerry can take the win. I think Tim will win this. However, John is doing pretty bad. I don't think he has a chance to win.
We have 10 contestants. After this round, we shall have one last 4 contestant votes, before moving to 2 contestant votes for 2 rounds. We shall take off another 10 seconds. We shall start with the strongest whistle to the weakest, starting now. Jerry, what plot hole was created in the story Bulldog that retcons part of the previous story Grandpa? Falcon knowing Stanley's fate as he was a locomotive in the story? Correct. Jason, what important detail is missing on Wilbert Audrey's second model review? My number 9. Correct. Jim, which model of Albert was John mistaken for? The third model, excluding the Falcon remake? Correct. Stanley, you were seen doing something in an illustration in the book Duke the Lost Engine that wouldn't be allowed in children's content today. What is it? Smoking. Correct. Tim, which character is frozen in the Star Wars movie The Empire Strikes Back? Han Solo, and was frozen in ice. The correct answer is Han Solo, and he was frozen in carbonite. John, what is the original book series to take place on Sodor? The Railway series. Correct. Proteus, a failed pilot to bring the Railway series to TV happened in 1953. Which story did it adapt? The Sad Story of Henry. Correct. Alfred, Bank. What is the iconic exterior of the TARDIS based on? Police box. Correct. Atlas, what was the pilot episode for the TV series Thomas the Tank Engine that was successful and got the Railway series on TV? It would stay out? Incorrect. Jennings, over the books and TV series, how many siblings do you have and who are they? I have 3, Dolgoch, Renius, and Smudger. Correct. Jerry, who tried to make the Railway series an animated musical in a similar style to I War the Engine? Andrew Lloyd Webber. Correct. Jason, Thomas went to inspire the name for Webber's company. What was the name? The Really Useful Group. Correct. Jim, why was the animated musical dropped? Pass. Because the American marketing wasn't interested enough. Stanley, in the early days of Thomas the Tank Engine TV series, it had a sister show. What was it? Tags. Correct. Tim. Bank. The Daleks first made their appearance in which Doctor Who serial and which year? The Daleks 1963. Correct. John, who played the first Doctor in Doctor Who? William Hartnell. Correct. Proteus, Bank. When did Doctor Who return under Russell T Davies? 2005. Time's up. However, you were correct that round. You banked £1,100, totaling £7,550. Now, it is time to vote for the weakest result. The time to vote has come. Now that was compelling. However, Jerry remains the strongest whistle, and Jim's now the weakest. Let's see who loses.
Voting time is over.
Jerry, Jason, Stanley and Jim.
Jerry, Jason, Stanley and Jim.
Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Tim. Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Proteus.
Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Tim.
Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Stanley.
Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Tim. Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Tim.
Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Proteus. Why did all of you, except Atlas and Alfred, vote Atlas and Alfred? Well, they will win otherwise. I mean, they're working together.
Exactly.
And Jim, what's this about voting Tim?
He's like as old and smart as Duke. He's basically Duke's placement in this game.
I've heard better excuses.
Jennings, why are you getting rid of Jim?
I had a good feeling about removing him.
Never interested in excuses. So, Atlas, Alfred, Jim and Tim, you are the weakest whistle. Goodbye.
It was a good game, but me and Alfred were kind of cheating, given we voted the same engines by agreeing on who.
I need another tissue.
I think it was fair enough that I was chosen. I think Jerry has this. Yeah, Jerry.
I think Stanley may win this.
John seems like he's going to lose. He's done fine so far, but I think it's only a matter of time.
The last round was better than the previous two.
Now, only 6 contestants remain. Who shall be the strongest and weakest whistle? We shall start with the strongest whistle to the weakest, starting now.
Jerry, who was the first companion in Doctor Who?
Ian Chesterton.
Correct. Jason, who was the Doctor's granddaughter?
Susan Foreman.
Correct. John, who plays the first companion Rose Tyler in the revival of Doctor Who?
Billy Piper.
Correct. Jennings, lady is voiced by who in Thomas and the Magic Railroad? And what was her significance to the TV series Thomas the Tank Engine?
Britt Allcroft, responsible for bringing Thomas to TV.
Yes! Bang on!
Proteus, bank.
Which character has more history, Stanley or Smudger?
Neither, given basically they're the same character.
Stanley had more. Stanley, what does Smudger call Duke, which is wrong to the original?
He said Duke instead, but...
Ugh. Correct! Jerry, which woman survived the sinkings of the Titanic, Britannic and Olympic?
Violet Constance Jessup.
Correct! Jason, what was the first railway on Sodor?
The Scarlet Railway?
The Railroad. John, how many seasons has Thomas had on TV, including the 1953 pilot as its own season, the classic Ghislaine and Hit Errors, the model CGI reboot, Big Gods Big Adventures reboot, and All Engines Go reboot? 27 seasons. Correct. Soon to be 29. Jennings, which character in All Engines Go has been theorized to be a stolen original character?
Sandy.
Kana. Proteus, which character in All Engines Go is portrayed to be much larger than their original design in the books and original TV series?
James.
He could be considered, but I meant Edward. Stanley, which character was altered drastically for All Engines Go?
Carly.
The moving box on wheels with an arm. You are correct. Jerry, who was the first character to be created in the Railway series?
Edward.
Correct. Jason, what is the purpose of Jim's train, the horse and cart? And time is up. You banked £1,000 with a total of 8,550. The time to vote is now.
This is getting intense. Jerry is still holding on to the strongest whistle, but Proteus has dropped amazingly to the weakest whistle.
Voting time over.
Proteus and Jason. Jerry and Proteus. Jerry and Proteus. Jerry and Proteus. Jerry and Stanley. Jerry and Proteus.
Again, voting mostly the same engines. What is it with Jerry and Proteus?
I have a good feeling of the best and worst left. Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, Jerry and Proteus, you are the weakest whistle. Goodbye.
I'm not surprised, to be honest. I was on a streak.
I always lose games.
I think John had a rough start, but I think he may win this.
I think Stanley may win this. We are in the final rounds. Will Stanley make a stand and win this game? Will Jennings become a role model for the next generation of weakest whistle contestants? We shall see. We shall start with the strongest whistle, John, and move towards the weakest whistle, Jennings. Starting now. John, how is the TARDIS bigger on the inside?
I have no idea.
You need to rewatch Doctor Who. Stanley, the Andromeda Galaxy will collide with the Milky Way Galaxy in 4.5 billion years, creating the Galaxy.
Milkdrometer.
Correct. Jason, number 3 Arsdale Railway engines that never made an appearance in the main Railway series books, but were confirmed to exist in the iOS book, and one confirmed in the narrow gauge rails in Sodor book.
Secret of Arsdale, Blister 1 and Blister 2.
Correct. Jennings, when did the Cardiff Railway open?
1900.
Correct. John, a double-sided engine was considered for the TV series Thomas and Friends. However, were dropped for a very similar character, Mighty Mac. What was the character's name? Yeah, I don't know. It was Little Giant. Stanley, who was the first character to created to have 2 faces, both TV and railway series included?
Cardiff Railway locomotives.
Correct! Jason, who is the only mid-Sodor locomotive not confirmed to have a gender officially?
Me, the mine engine.
Correct! Jennings! Bank! Who was the engine that fell to his doom on the Cardiff Railway's opening day?
Godred.
Correct! John, who was the first character to be given a number?
Bill.
It's Thomas. Stanley, what major railway event happened in 1829?
The Biennial Trials.
Correct. Jason, who is Christopher Audrey's favourite character?
Toby.
Correct. Jennings. Bank! Why is Toby Chris's favourite character?
Because he was the first locomotive he rode as a child.
Correct! John, which 2 actors are returning to Doctor Who this year for its 60th anniversary? Billy Piper and Peter Capaldi? David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Stanley, what is the sonic screwdriver incapable and doing? And time is up. You banked a total of £1,000, totaling to 900,550. The time to vote is now.
John has suffered a major blow, slowly making his way to win. For the entire game, it seems he's blown his chances, as Stanley is now the strongest whistle, and John is the weakest.
Voting time is over. Let's see who is taking the role of shame.
John and Jennings. John and Jason. Jason and Jennings. Jason and Jennings.
Jason and Jennings, why do you vote John?
Well, he made a comeback, but did terrible last round. I see. I have to agree there. John and Stanley, what are your opinions on voting Joyson and Jennings? I'd like an easy win. I think Stanley should win. Well, on the close call with John almost being voted out, Jason and Jennings, you are the weakest whistle. Goodbye. This was a thrilling game. I hope I can come back again. It was great fun. Stanley is going to win this without a doubt. Yes, Stanley's going to win. John didn't even know Thomas was the first character to be given a number. We're on to the final 2 or 3 rounds. Whatever money you bank this round shall be tripled for the next round. We will start with the strongest whistle, Stanley, starting now. Stanley, the sonic screwdriver was originally very limited in use. What was the only thing it could do, and how? And screws, and it was all done through sound waves. Correct. John, the longest running Doctor is Tom Baker for 7 years. Correct. Stanley, who is the most popular Doctor? David Tennant. Correct. John, which celebrity plays the War Doctor in The Day of the Doctor, who also later went to play Sailor John in Sir Dorless, The Legend of the Lost Treasure? John Hurt? I see you've been doing your research during voting. Stanley, Sarah Jane used a sonic lipstick. Correct. John, the Master used a laser screwdriver. Correct. Stanley, what railway was the Archdale Railway built over, and who was found using it? The Mid-Southern Railway, and then Duke was later found. Correct. John, what is Duke's name on Wilbur Awdry's model of Duke? The Duke. Correct. Stanley, Bank. After Duke's model was converted into Bertram, what happened to the model? It was later converted back to Duke. Correct. John, Jason Isaacs plays who in Star Wars Rebels? The Inquisitor? Later referred to as the Grand Inquisitor. Correct. Who is Stanley? Who is the most iconic Legends Inquisitor? Inquisitor Jarek. Correct. John, Bank. The Doctor's sonic screwdriver went through how many designs? Time is over. Your total bank was 5,500, without chipping it. And on your previous bank money, would you now have a prize of £26,050 on the line? Who wins the Smokebox to Smokebox round takes the prize money. With 5 questions each. If it ties, we will go to sudden scrap. Stanley was the strongest whistle in the last round. He chooses who goes first. I shall go first. As you wish. Smokebox to Smokebox round, starting now. Which series of films starred Sid James, Kenneth Williams, and Joan Sims in a good lot of it? I don't know. Carry on films. John, the Star Wars sequels released between what years? 2015 to 2016? Correct. Stanley, generally considered the biggest plot twist in film history. What was it, and what film? Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, where Vader tells Luke he's his father. Correct. John, a song related to Doctor Who was sung by John Pertwee, and later the name of it was used in the Series 5 soundtrack of Doctor Who. What was its name? I Am the Doctor? Correct. Stanley, what are the Sontarans referred to as? Potato Heads. Correct. John, the first female Time Lord was played by who? No, a major female Time Lord. And what was the Time Lady's name? The Rani, played by Kato O'Mara. Correct. Stanley, what was Bertram's nameplate misspelled as on his Earthal prototype? Proto Trackmaster model and the 2014 map. Bartram. Incorrect. They misspelled it. He misspelled the A in tram as are you. John, how do you correctly pronounce Duke's name? Duke or Duke? Duke? Incorrect. Stanley, Spencer is a streamlined A4, a cousin of Gordon the Express engine. Correct. John, where was Toby's old line located in the TV adaptation of the Railway series, and where was it located in the Railway series? In England in both? No, the TV adaptation had it on Sodor, the Railway series had it in England. Well, it is a tie. Time to move to sudden scrap to win £26,050. We shall start with Stanley. Stanley, who was the Queen voiced by in Thomas and the Royal Engine? The Queen herself? Wrong. It was Sharon Miller. So, John, you win tonight's Weakest Whistle. You take home £26,050 for charity, while you, Stanley, go home with nothing. What charity will you be donating this money to, John? I shall be donating it to the next Sodor Children Festival charity, and give the rest to a steam locomotive preservation charity. Well, that was well done, and a good play by John. Join us next time on The Weakest Whistle. I was so confident I could win this, and it was for nothing. I had such a rough start that I thought I was going to be voted out, and on the round where Jason and Jennings were voted out, my firebox was racing. I was under so much pressure, but hopefully this money I earned will do good.